This is to provide an introduction to fluid mechanics, to understand the application of fluid mechanics. Ano? Basic concept ng ating fluid mechanics. Under these topics, we have, under this module 1, we have here these topics. Introduction to fluid mechanics, key areas of fluid mechanics, key properties of fluids. Ano ba ang katangian ng isang fluid? Application, saan ba applied ang ating fluid mechanics? Characteristics ng fluids, and the types of fluids. So kahit siya ay alam natin, nakikita natin, ang tubig fluid yan. Ang alcohol fluid yan. Ang mantika fluid yan. So ano ba ang pagkakaiba nila? Ano? So for our introductions, this is defined what is mechanics. So mechanics is the study of bodies in motion and at rest under forces. Okay, so that's the basic definition noong salitang mechanics. Ano? It is the branch of physics deals with the motion and rest of bodies under the influence of forces. Okay, mekanismo ng isang bagay. And this is divided usually with the statics, which is the stationary or not moving bodies, and the dynamics, which is the moving bodies. Okay? We have now our course, the fluid mechanics. Okay? And dahil siya dinugtungan ng salitang fluid, and this mechanics is termed as the study of bodies in motion, so we will be studying the behavior of fluid at rest or in static condition and in motion considered as dynamics. Okay, fluid mechanics is a subfield of mechanics focusing on the behavior of fluids. In term fluids is particularly referring to a liquids and gases, okay, whether they are at rest or in motion. It also studies the interaction of fluids with solids and other fluids. Okay? Pag sinabing interactions of fluids with solids, kasi minsan yung isang solid object inilalagay or napapalagay sa isang fluid. And then, yun namang fluid na ibang type or ibang characteristic is sinasama sa another kind of fluid. So, those instances, so under pa rin siya ng fluid mechanics. And why it's important to understand the subject or the fluid mechanics? Because this fluid mechanic is essential for the various engineering fields such as mechanical, civil, aerospace, chemical, and environmental. Ano? Maraming tulong at gamit ang fluid mechanics sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay. Ano, saan mang field or saan mang aspect iyan. Okay? The study of fluid mechanics is vital in various engineering disciplines, helping optimize fluid systems, enhance energy efficiency, and improve environmental solutions. Okay? Dahil marami ng instrumento ang nalikha sa pag-aaral ng fluid mechanics, nagkakaroon na tayo ng maraming improvement sa ating mga ginagawa. Nasaan man tayo ng linya ng engineering or another ibang linya ng ating ginagawa. Yan man ay hindi linya ng engineering. Kahit, say for example, sa environmental, sa ating panahon, mga weather. So, yung hangin, marami ng application na ini-integrate yung pag-aaral ng fluid mechanics sa pagkuha ng mga pressure. Kung saan mataas yung sinasabing mga low pressure area, high pressure area. So they are also using or studying the behavior of fluid, yung mga gases, or yung hangin natin sa kapaligiran. Okay? And then we have here 3 areas of fluid mechanics. The key areas. So we have here fluid statics. From the word statics, they are fluid at rest. So pag-aaralan natin yung area ng fluid statics. These key concepts include pressure distribution, hydrostatic forces, and buoyancy. Kung paano ang isang object ay nagpo-float. And then fluid kinematics. So this is a fluid in motion, but we are not considering or without forces. Fluid kinematic examines the motion of fluids focusing on velocity, acceleration, and flow patterns. Important concepts are streamlines, path lines, and strict lines. So ito namang mga ito, lahat ay overview ng ating magiging major topic. Okay? And then another area sa ating fluid mechanics, ang fluid dynamics. And here, under this dynamics of fluid, we will study forces, effects ng forces na iyon sa paggalaw ng fluid. Ano? Fluid dynamic involves the study of pressure gradients. Meron pang velocity gradients na tinatawag, ano? Or gradient velocity, viscosity, and turbulence. Understanding how external forces affect fluid behavior in various applications. Okay, so these are the three areas of fluid mechanics. And for the applications of fluid mechanics, ito rin yung nabanggit kanina. Ano, dinetail lamang kung saang mga area siya under this specific discipline. For the mechanical engineering, this is particularly used in design of pumps, turbines, HVAC systems, and pollution control devices. It also applied to vehicle design and biomedical devices. So in short, lahat naman ng may fluid na under man yan ng mechanical, civil, aerospace, chemical, or environmental, lahat ng mga tools and instruments, so doon napapaloob ang fluid mechanics. Lahat ng may dumadaloy or nagko-contain ng fluid, gas man or liquid, so naandoon ang application ng fluid mechanics. And for the civil engineering, managing water flow in piping system, wastewater treatment and flood control, and also include river sediment transport and dam design. Okay? For aerospace engineering, we have the study of aerodynamics for aircraft and rocket design, optimizing airflow for reduced drag and increased lift. Chemical engineering, processes such as mixing, transporting, and reacting fluids in reactors and pipes, ensuring efficiency and safety. And for our environmental engineering, we have here modeling pollutant dispersion, developing strategies for water and air purification, and studying hydrological patterns. Okay? So kung mapapansin niyo, lahat ito under the field of engineering. Ano? Pero minsan ang mga problem na ibinibigay, minsan napaka-weird, ano? May mga nag-i-skate, ano daw yung nandun sa ang mga kasama, yung mga snow, ano. Kasi sabi ko sa inyo, ang application ng fluid mechanics, napakalawak niyan. Ano? But because we are engineering, we are very particular kung ano ang magiging help nito in this different field of engineering. Ano? But basically, hindi lamang ito ang application ng fluid mechanics. Yung simpleng pag-inom natin ng tubig, simpleng pag-inom natin ng kape, we are dealing with the property and the behavior of fluids. Okay? So, malawak ang fluid mechanics. Okay? Kaya mahirap, hindi naman sa ang bata ay hindi, halimbawa may bata, hindi siya nakapagsagot ng exam. It doesn't mean na wala siyang naiintindihan. Minsan lang, ano, sa sobrang lawak ng fluid mechanics, hindi siya familiar sa ganong senaryo or application ng fluid mechanics. Ano, minsan kasi, pati ba naman yun? Minsan, sabihin mo na, pati ba naman yun, itatanong pa. Ano, kumbaga, minsan yung simpleng bagay, halimbawa, tubig na nasa baso, nilubugan laang ng bato. Okay? Mga ganong bagay. So, yun yung mga basic concept na I'd like you to, ang tawag doon, familiarize yung basic concept ng application ng fluid mechanics. Ano? Kung paano malalaman doon ang mga pressure, forces acting on that simple kind of problem. Ano? Kasi basically doon magsisimula ang lahat ng problem solving sa fluid mechanics. Okay? So before we deal with that problem, let's talk about first this characteristic of fluids. I know most of you familiar na kayo dito sa solid, liquids, and gases. So as I told you, this is just a review. Ano? Ayan, napag-aralan natin yan. Elementary pa tayo. Alam na natin ang karakteristik niyang solid, liquid, and gases na yan. Yung mga molecule na yan, dikit-dikit kapag solid. Medyo hiwa-hiwalay kapag liquid and far space kapag gases. Mas hiwa-hiwalay compared to liquid. Alam natin yan. But here, bakit natin siya kailangang malaman? For the definition of fluids, ang sabi, substances that can flow and continuously deform under the application of shear stress. And fluids considered here are the liquids and gases. Okay? So, ang sabi, ang fluid, they are termed as substances can flow continuously. Okay? So, kasi halimbawa, lahat naman ay naglalangoy sa atin, 'di ba? 'Di ba yung floater or yung salbabida, pag itinulak mo yun, hindi naman wala namang hangganan yun habang itinutulak mo. Kaya ang sabi, ang definition ng fluids, yung floater, at yung ilalim niya, yung pinagpatungan niya sa tubig, yung surface ng tubig, hindi mo ang pagde-deform ng tubig dire-diretso, wala yung tuloy-tuloy. Tuloy-tuloy ba ang flow ng water, which is considered as the liquid. Unlike here, katulad nito sa example na rubber eraser. Kapag ipinakita mo itong example na ito, kapag in-applyan mo siya ng shear stress din sa ibabaw, kung ito ang kanyang shear force, nagkakaroon siya dyan ng shear force, dini ang direction, na-deform siya. Instead na siya tuwid, dati siya nandini, na-deform na ngayon yung ating solid. Naging ganyan na, medyo hindi tama. So, and then, dahil siya ay solid, kung mapapansin nyo, ang characteristic ng solid, they are intact ang kanyang molecules. Nagkakaroon na ng limit ang kanyang deformation. Okay? So, malinaw tayo doon. Unlike sa fluid, fluid element, i-apply mo yun dyan, magtutuloy-tuloy ang deformation ng fluid. Okay? When a constant shear force is applied, a solid eventually stops deforming at some fixed strain angle. So, ito yun. Titigil na siya doon. Kasi ang solid, meron siyang property ng resistant of deformation. Okay? Whereas a fluid never stops deforming and approaches a certain rate of strain. Okay? So, ito yung ipinakikita ng figure. At ito yung ipinakikita ng characteristics ng three states of matter. Yung ating solid, liquids, and gases. Okay? Now, response to shear stress. Paano mag-response ang fluid sa shear stress? Unlike solids, fluids deform continuously under shear stress and do not resist deformation. As I said earlier, solids may change shape but resist further deformations once a limit is reached. Okay? And then for the molecular arrangement, in liquids, kita naman sa figure, molecules are closely packed but can move freely. Kasi siya, yung molecules ng liquid, so lahat naman tayo ay pamilyar, yung molecules niya, meron siyang somehow ay may spaces pa. Kaya kung nakakagalaw pa ang molecules ng liquid. Same with the gases na mas malaki or mas wider ang kanyang spaces between each other or between each molecule. Okay? In gases, molecules are far apart and move independently with no fixed shape or volume. O, diba? Nandito na naman tayo. Yung sinasabi natin nung tayo ay mga bata, nung elementary at high school, give me the property of liquid. No definite shape, no definite mga ganon-ganon. Gases, indefinite shape, indefinite mass, indefinite volume, mga ganon. So, bumabalik ulit tayo sa ganon. But this time around, we are dealing with the study of fluid mechanics. Okay? But considering the basic concept ng ating previous sciences noong tayo ay nasa elementary and high school pa. Okay? So, ito yung property niya. So, pag solid, packed tightly together. in a fixed arrangement. And then kapag liquids with no distinct arrangement, kasi siya ay moving, particles can move and slide around each other. And for gases, free floating with no distinct arrangement, same with the liquids, and move and collide with each other. Nagmo-move siya, pwede rin naman siyang dumikit doon sa isa pang molecule. Okay? Depende sa applied ng stress or pressure sa kanya. Kailangan nating balikan ito para mas madali nating maintindihan kapag tayo ay nag-aral ng mga important terms and formula sa ating fluid mechanics. Okay? So ito, pwede namang, ito yung nasa module ninyo, pwede nyong balikan. These are the characteristics of fluids. Ano ang fluids na ating kinoconsider? We are considering the liquid and gas. Bakit hindi kasama ang solid? Because we are, di ba sabi natin, fluid, from the basic definition ng fluids, they are the substances which can continuously flow. Siya ay tuloy-tuloy ang kanyang pag-agos or pagdaloy or yung kanyang deformation. So for liquid, volume and shape, anong property ng liquid? It has fixed volume but adaptable shape. Ang tawag natin noon, nung tayo bata-bata pa, it takes the shape of the container. Yun yung term na laging ginagamit ni teacher sa atin noon. Liquid takes the shape of the container. Laging ganon. And then another property ng liquid when it comes to density. Denser than gases because molecules are more tightly packed. Okay? Yung sinasabi natin, yung density niya. So, dapat alam natin kung ano yung density. That is mass over volume. Ano ba yung mass? Ano ba yung mass ng isang fluid over sa kanyang total volume? And that is considered as its density. Okay? Compressibility. We consider the liquid as incompressible. Volume does not change significantly under pressure. Okay? So, alam natin yun. Incompressible, hindi mo naman siya mapipilit na i-compress eh. 'di ba? Yung tubig, hindi mo pwedeng baguhin kung ano yung volume ng tubig. Yung 1 litro talaga 'yan. Okay? Hindi mo siya pwedeng i-compress. That's the property of a liquid under the compressibility. It is considered as incompressible. Okay? And then the fluidity under the liquid flows and adapts the container shape while maintaining constant volume. Density and pressure relationship. Density is relatively insensitive to pressure changes. Okay? So same here sa ating gas. When it comes to volume and shape, ang property ng gas, indefinite volume, indefinite shape. Kaya ang sabi diyan, neither fixed volume nor shape. Okay? Hindi natin masukat kung ano ang kanyang volume, like the air around us. It has indefinite volume and indefinite shape. It expands to fill the container. Malaki man o maliit, may hangin diyan. Okay? Ang bote na walang laman, may hangin iyan. Ilabas mo ngayon ang laman ng bote na hangin. May lumalabas diyan, di lang natin nakikita. So, kaya ang sabi dyan, it has indefinite volume or indefinite shape, or yung sinasabing neither fixed volume nor shape. And its density, it less dense than liquids due to the wider spacing of molecules. For compressibility, highly compressible, volume decreases under increased pressure. Bakit naman siya highly compressible? Katulad na lamang ng lobo, lalagyan ng hangin. Di ba pag hangin or helium, di ba? Sa maliit o malaking lobo mo siya ilagay, nakokompress siya. Tapos paliitin mo ang lagayan niya, naandoon pa rin siya. Kumbaga, pwedeng maghiwa-hiwalay ang kanyang molecules at pwede ring magdikit-dikit. Okay? So malinaw tayo doon sa property ng gas. And its fluidity, gas flows and expands to fill all available space. Okay? Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina. And its density and pressure relationship, density is highly sensitive to pressure changes. The density increases with pressure. Okay? So, these are another property ng liquid and gas. So, we have intermolecular forces. So, ito naman, yung sinasabi natin sa liquid is stronger intermolecular force giving them a definite volume. Ano? Hindi masyadong sobra, hindi katulad ng sa gas na talagang magkakalayo ang kanyang molecule. Pero siya naman ay naiilagay sa isang container at nalalaman natin kung ano ang kanyang volume. Ano, alam pa rin natin. Kaya ang sabi dyan, mas stronger ang kanyang intermolecular forces. Unlike gas, it has weaker intermolecular forces allowing for greater expansion. Mas nag-e-expand ang gases kesa sa liquids under the application of force or pressure. And then for property, energy, liquid molecules have more energy than in solids but less than in gases. And for gas, ang energy niya molecules have the highest energy compared to solids and liquid. So ano ang sample ng liquid na ating i-deal? Water, oil, alcohol. Hindi lamang ito ang under ng fluid mechanics. I'd like to emphasize. Ano? Ito ay ilan lamang. Marami pang klase ng liquid. Ano, mamaya pag-aaral natin ang type of fluid. Ay! Hanggang 11:30 naman po tayo. Ano, 10 to tama. And then gas, basic example are the air, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. Okay, they are just the example. Meron pang iba. And then for the changes of state, liquid can transition to a gas through vaporization or to the solid through freezing. O, alam natin yan, di ba? Painit ka ng tubig, o nagiging vapor, ano, nag-evaporate. And then kapag lumamig ulit, nagko-condense, magiging liquid ulit. Ano? Or kaya naman kapag binabaan ng temperature, siya ay nagiging ice. Nag-frozen naman siya. Change of state ng gas can transition to a liquid through condensation, yung sinabi ko kanina, or to solid deposition. Okay pa? So, these are just a review sa atin. Ano? Baka kasi nakalimutan natin, so medyo mahihirapan tayong maunawaan ang fluids natin din eh. Okay. Now, we are now on the types of fluid. Yung sabi ko kanina, the term ideal, kung mapapansin nyo, yan ay kumbaga sa ating araw-araw na term, ayan ay parang yung term nating perfect. Ano? And nobody is perfect. Yun ang laging naririnig natin. So here, ideal fluid, an ideal fluid, incompressible. Okay? Hindi siya nakakompress. No viscosity. It is theoretical concept. Pag sinabing theoretical, walang totoo sa buhay. Hindi yan totoo sa buhay o walang ganyan. It's just an imaginary fluid used for simplifying calculation or deriving an equation. Okay? Ginagamit siya, gumagawa ng perfect fluid para magkaroon ng theoretical concept and simplified calculation. Okay? Pero sa totoong buhay, wala pong example ng ideal fluid. Binigyan lang siya ng tawag kasi binigyan siya ng gamit para magkaroon ng mga calculation sa pag-aaral ng fluid mechanics. Okay? And another type of fluid is the real fluid or the real fluid. Yan na ang nasa totoong buhay. And that real fluid possess viscosity. Okay? Kanina walang viscosity, walang lapot, walang surface tension. Kanina, yun doon. Ano? But here we have now the real fluid. Ang totoong fluid, it has viscosity. Okay? It experiences internal friction as it flows. It has surface tension, yung mga sinasabing ganon. Yun ang totoong fluid. An example of these practical fluids are water and air. Okay, yun yung kilala nating totoong fluid sa ating paligid. Okay? And then another type of fluids, we have what we call the Newtonian fluid. O, medyo mahaba-haba aring Newtonian kapag pinag-usapan. Ano? Bakit siya kinonsider na Newtonian? Because meron na naman si Newton na isipan. Kung ano na naman naisipan ni Newton, meron kasing tinatawag na Newton's law of viscosity. Okay? And that Newton's law of viscosity, yun yung sinasabi na while applying a certain amount of pressure, the pressure is directly proportional to the rate of the flow of the fluid. So dito, ang sinasabi nating Newtonian fluid, madatakil naman natin to on module 2. Ano? Pero meron kasing graph na ganyan. Ano? This is the tau. Ito yung ating shear. And then, ito yung du, dy. Kasi makakakita tayo, ano ba tawag doon? Yung equation ng shear, shear stress is equals to mu. On your module 2 pa naman ito. Ano? Nasa module 2 nyo ito, pasabihin lang natin bakit tinawag na Newtonian fluid ang isang fluid. Because it came from the governing equation ng dynamic viscosity or commonly called as the absolute viscosity. Ano, may pinanggalingan kung bakit siya tinawag na Newtonian fluid. Ano, yung formula doon sa inyong module 2, part 1, section 1 ng inyong module, mayroon doong formula ng dynamic viscosity na tau is equals to mu multiplied to du over dy. Yan, may ganyan dyan. And ang sabi diyan, hindi yan basta na-derive, ano? Kasi are ay shear, kung igagraph, ang isang fluid na tumatakbo or may ratio ng shear dine, which is, here we call this one as the velocity gradient. Ano? Nasa module 2 na, we will discuss this on our next meeting. Velocity gradient ang tawag sa kanya. Medyo malawak itong Newtonian na ito. Pero, para madali na din, ano, kasi, kung ito ay may inilagay tayo, let's say for example, this is the plate. Are ay tubig. Nasa tubig yan, ano? Are, tubig, are. Ito. Nagpo-flow ang tubig, yan. Yan. Papakita lang natin kung nasan yung velocity gradient ng tubig. Ano? So, we have here, are yung kanyang height. Say for example, tuwidin lang natin. Straight na lang natin para uniform. Halimbawa yan, ano? Tuwid, are. Are ngayon na nagpo-blow. Yan. Are ay plate. Aring height na are, we consider this as y. Ano, say for example, aring height na pataas. And this plate, are, may applied force yan, diba? Mayroon niyang velocity. Itong taas na ito, mayroon niyang nagpo-flow. Ano, mayroon niyang velocity. And this line is what we call the linear velocity gradient. Okay? So, kung bakit nagkaroon ng relasyon, kasi pag iginrap mo, kasi gamit itong formula na ito, mu is the dynamic viscosity. And this is the velocity gradient. Iyon. Ano? Yung sinasabi nating du dy. Ano? Over are. So, kapag iginrap mo ang relationship ng tau, yung kanyang shear stress over din sa velocity gradient. Say, for example, tubig. Halimbawa, water. Ang kanyang graph, linear, tuwid. O medyo kumurba doon. Pero dapat siya ay tuwid. Kaya siya tinawag na linear velocity gradient. And this consideration or property exhibits the Newtonian fluid. Kapag siya ay linear or uniform ang kanyang graph din sa shear stress and din sa velocity gradient, that is considered as Newtonian fluid. Okay? And then din, pag sinabing non-Newtonian, ibig sabihin, ang graph na mabubuo, kapag iginrap mo yan, either kumukurba pa yan papaganyan or igaganyan mo pa yan. So, yun lang naman yung principle. Kung bakit may tinawag na Newtonian at mayroong tinatawag na non-Newtonian fluid. Ano? So, didiscuss naman natin yung mga formula na yan, but formula na lang ang i-discuss. Pero here, ang type ng fluid, so di natin yan didiscussin. Ano? So, meron diyang example. Ang sabi dyan, ang example ng Newtonian, dahil nga siya ay linear, ang mai-consider nating example ng linear, yung magbibigay sa atin ng tuwid or yung proportion ang kanyang shear stress at ang kanyang velocity gradient, yun yung tubig, water, air, and the oil. Ano? So, pwedeng sabihin, makikita nyo ito sa mga susunod natin, meron ganyan ang graph ng naandini ang air, naandini ang water, naandini ang oil. Ano? This is the tau at ito yung relationship noong mga fluid na ito. Ano? Most viscous ay ang oil, nasa gitna si water, and then si air. Okay? So, yun lang ang difference ng Newtonian at non-Newtonian. Sabi dyan, in a non-Newtonian fluid, shear stress is not directly proportional to the rate of shear strain. Medyo may kumukurba o maalon, hindi siya proportional. Ano? Viscosity changes with the rate of deformation. Okay? Another type of fluid, ideal plastic fluid. Define or definition, a fluid where shear stress is proportional to the rate of shear strain, but only after a certain threshold known as the yield value. Okay? So, maliwanag naman sa kanyang definition. Ano? Na siya, bakit siya na-considered na plastic? Hindi siya made-deform agad until nade-deform lang siya agad kapag dumating siya sa kanyang yield value. Pag sinabi nating yield value, that is the yield point. Ano? Yung resistance ng fluid to initially flow. It represents the stress required to start fluid movement. So, kung sa graph, di ba, ito, may graph tayo dyan ng tau and kung igagraph natin ang ideal plastic fluid, so naandini ang ideal fluid, ideal are, sa line na are ay ideal din tuwid, ano, si ideal plastic fluid, tataas muna ang kanyang shear stress value bago siya mag-i-exhibit ng uniform uniform graph or proportionality kay shear stress and doon sa kanyang velocity gradient. Ano, naandidinis, kailangan muna niyang marating ang kanyang yield value bago siya magkaroon ng movement, paggalaw, or deformation. So, ang fluid na iyon, we consider that as ideal plastic fluid. Dumaan muna siya sa pagiging ideal kasi ang line na are at line na dumadaan din na fluid, they are considered as ideal. So, kapag siya ay, but being ideal at certain point, made-deform din siya or siya ay gagalaw. Okay? And that fluid, we call that as ideal fluid, plastic fluid. Okay? Another type of fluids, we have compressible fluids. From the word compressible, so that nako-compress ang fluid. Example are gases. Change density under pressure. Okay? As I said kanina, doon sa property ng gases, kaya siya nako-compress kasi magkakahiwalay siya. 'Di ba? Madali, kumbaga naglilikom tayo, say for example, ng magkakahiwalay na bato. So ilagay natin siya sa mas maliit na lalagyan, natitipon natin siya sa mas maliit kung siya mas magkakahiwalay. Ano? Kasi hindi siya magkakadikit. So, ang tatandaan nyo lang, compressible gas. Incompressible liquid. Yun ang pagkakaiba nun. Kasi incompressible, ang liquid, pilitin mo yang i-compress, ang volume niyan, magbe-burst out yan. Or ikakawala sa kanyang pinaglalagyan. Say for example, ilalagay mo yun sa plastic, ang liit ng plastic mo, 2 litro ilalagay mo, hindi yan kasya diyan. Ano? Liquids are incompressible fluids. Okay? Meron siyang definite volume unlike sa gases which is considered having indefinite volume. Okay? So these are the types of fluid. Ano? Ideal, real fluid, Newtonian, non-Newtonian, ideal plastic fluid, compressible fluid, and in the incompressible fluid. Okay? Tatandaan, compressible liquid, gases. Incompressible liquid. Okay? Okay. So that's the introduction ng ating module 1. Ano? So yan yung overview ng ating module 1. At marami pang kasunod iyan. Mapapasama di yan may kaunti na di yung pahapyaw ng kaunting formula. Pero nung binabrowse ko naman ang module, somehow, yung iba ay nakadaanan sa physics. I-refresh na lamang ang mga sarili. Ano? So, yung module naman, buklatin ko lang yung module natin. Ano? Wala pala akong bukas. Wait lang ha, magbukas lang ako ng module. Ito, nandito yung sa module 2. Yung sinasabi natin. Palitan ko yung presentation. Okay. So, yung next topic natin will be module 2. Ano, i-share ko lang sa inyo ang module and then sabihin nyo kapag magkaiba tayo ng module, ha? Ito yung module 2 ko. Ano? Yan yung module 2 ko. Parehas naman po tayo. Ano? So, naandyan ang tau, yung shear stress, sorry. Yan, ano, naandyan na yung mga yan. So, basically, ito yung ating pag-aaralan. Okay? So, pag kayo ay may time, medyo magbasa-basa kayo, and then, bibigyan ko na kayo ng hint. Yung pagsasagot niyo ng mga problem, nasan ba yung mga problem? Ito kasi ay pinag-aralan, hindi ko sure pero parang ito, P absolute, tama po. Itong mga P absolute ay nadaanan sa physics. Ano? Yan ay equal sa gauge and atmospheric. That's a good thing. Kasi ganyan-ganyan din lang naman ang mga sample, mga problem. Hopefully, kasi ang department meron silang gawang mga exam. Babalik-balikan lang yung mga review. So, madali na tayo magre-review nito. So, pag-aaralan lang natin itong mga bagay na ito. Mga simple terms din lang naman ito. Yung iba ay review na lang. Like this modulus of compressibility. Di ba ito yung napagdaanan na din? Narinig nyo na ito. Tama po? So, dito lang i-apply natin ito sa fluid. Okay? Na yung compressibility na yan ay measurement ng compressibility ng fluid, itong bulk modulus na tinatawag natin. Compressibility of a fluid quantified by bulk modulus of elasticity K. So, may mapapansin kayo, nagne-negative ang sagot. So, yung negative, it's just, kung sa forces, para yung indication ng direction, positive or negative. So, minsan, ina-absolute value po iyan. Depende sa problem. Pero parang wala naman akong nakita. Kasi usually, ito dapat ay may negative value. Pero hindi naman siya kailangang ilagay dyan. Because yun, sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang negative value, in terms this compressibility, it's just the indication kung yun ay nag-expand. Kung yung kanyang change of volume ay sa papalaki or yung kanyang change in pressure ay lumiit, so magne-negative talaga diyan. Kaya usually, ang makikita yung bulk modulus na formula may negative. Kasi laging may lalabas din sa dalawang array na negative. Okay? Kasi either lumiit ang pressure ay lumaki naman ang volume. So, negative pa rin iyon. Or kaya naman, lumaki ang pressure, lumiit ang volume, may negative pa din doon. Kaya yun ito ay tinatambalan ng negative sign sa formula para siya ay mag-positive. Because bulk modulus, the measurement of compressibility, sinusukat lang yung niya, it can considered as the absolute value. So, we will be discussing this in detail. Tinitingnan ko lang kung parehas. Surface tension. Ito pa rin. Tatandaan lang mga formula. Same naman po tayo. Kasi ito yung pinagbasihan ko ng slides ko. Baka mali ang aking ginawang slides sa ating module. Okay po? Lakad. Okay. So we will continue our discussion on our next meeting. Wala tayong meeting ng Wednesday. Tama po, holiday. Tama po, ano? O, diba? Late na. Late na naman tayo. Okay. So, I will try to search video. Mag-upload ako sa, dahil kailangan yung ma-refresh, so, sobrang lawak ng fluid mechanics, hindi siya madaling balikan. Okay? Kasi ang lawak ng kanyang application. And then, pwede kayong mag-start ng inyong exercises. Kasi yung iba naman, like dun sa number 1, what is the bulk modulus of a body that experience a change of pressure? So, medyo madali siyang sagutan. Kasi siya direct formula. Isa-substitute lang aring given na are. Yung change in pressure na 5 times 10, I think this is 5 times 10 raised to the 4. Newton per meter squared. Okay? Given yung change in pressure niya, change in volume, sorry. And then given yung change in pressure, makukuha na si bulk modulus. So, mga ganong bagay ba? Pwede nyong i-utilize ang inyong time sa Wednesday na wala tayong pasok. Kasi I think aring mga naunang problem ay madaling sagutan. And then, wag nyo muna siyang punitin para hindi siya mawala sa inyo. Sa kanila lamang po isa-submit kapag pinapasubmit na nang hindi po mawala. Okay, so may tanong pa po. Okay. So, kung wala nang tanong, I will now end our meeting. So, thank you everyone and God bless you all. Okay. So, we have still some minutes left. Okay. Ako kasi ay magpe-face to face. Medyo malayo-layo yung aking pupuntahang face to face. Lalakbay pa ng kabilang ibayo. Okay. Thank you everyone and God bless you all. See you on our next meeting. Face